Hello and welcome to another video. So today taking a look at Vengeance Blood. Vengeance Blood seems to have been around since the release of Belf pretty much. You really can't get rid of it from some of the top deck lists. It's always sitting in a high tier 2 or low tier 1 sort of setting, sometimes even in the top of the tier. So not too much has changed since forever really. I mean, Snarling Change was added with the latest expansion. Outside of that, no real change to the base of the deck. You're relying on all similar cards, enough draw power, along with enough cards to put you into Vengeance to pull off those crazy dark air jammers, dark generals, and just anything else that can really deal damage to your opponent while keeping yourself at bay. So we'll get right into some games and check it out. The first game we've got here is against Rune. I think we have a couple of Rune games. Rune is still being pretty common at the moment. Vengeance does a pretty good job at just devouring it. Of course, this one, beautiful diary sleeves. I would love to get those, but my luck just not on my side. We start off with probably the best hand you could ask for, having those 1-2 drops and the Belf all in hand right at the beginning of the match. Especially against Rune, no matter what Rune class they're playing, this deck tends to do quite well. Being able to just play out everything in order without having to worry, while at the same time having options to deal with your opponent's followers and draw a few cards. So it's looking to be by turn 4 we're going to have enough damage to really put some pressure on them, especially with that Razor Claw. Since we're not worried about our total, because we're probably going to just drop Belf on 4, there is no reason to even hesitate in playing that. And of course, commence experiment. Not sure whether it's going to be a D shift or on Earth. I'm leaning towards D shift just because commence experiment tends to be played in that more than anything. Of course, using this ambling, getting as much value out of as we can. It's hit every single turn so far. But of course, Conjure Golem. Or Conjure Golem, yeah, Guardian Golem, sorry. Conjure Guardian and then Guardian Golem. What a confusing naming scheme, hey? So, plenty of nice options here. The Urius, Diablo, Drain, Bloodwolf leaves us exactly at 10, which is really good for Demonic Officer, especially since we are coming up on that very soon. Plus, with the damage we're going to get from this, and the fact that they're probably going to have to play a card for Urius to trigger, the odds are in my favour. Secret of Emerus though, hitting probably the better card on the board to hit. And we're going to pretty easily set them to 3 for this turn. Meaning they can't really play anything. And even if they do, Demonic Officer will remove a ward, hopefully allowing it to just ram face. They do really make a hard push to get rid of that Urius though. Luckily for me, the storm damage is more than enough to end the game. Next up, Shadow. Shadow is one of those matchups that's reasonable. Usually if you have a consistent curve you're going to outvalue them, but occasionally that can be more difficult than in other cases, I guess you could say. But pretty average hand. This is the more common sort of hand you get. You don't always pull those wonderful 1-drops, but when you do, man, when you do. And of course his duels will never end, the legendary Mordecai. I wish he was legendary. That would be a pretty sweet thing. But of course, Bloodwolf. Still one of the best turn 2 players any deck really. And we can pretty much ignore Bone Chimera. Go face and deal as much damage as possible. Not so lucky though, that zombie party, really limiting what we can do. But Angel of Word, an extra evolve point, and plenty of other cards in my hand. No real concern. I would be a little worried if they built a bigger board or they'd played a staircase earlier. But from where we are now, I think we should be able to make a good push with the Belf. Ceres. Really good card. I still think it's reasonably balanced, but sometimes that healing can be a bit much. Maybe if it was a single heal effect instead of every turn, but who knows. We deal with it pretty easily when you've got Diabolic Drains, so it's not really a concern. And of course, being at 12 health is much better than being at 10 against a deck like Shadow, where you could quite easily be ramped down pretty aggressively. Not so good, just out of range of being able to use Air Jammer to my advantage. But Snarling Chains, it's good enough. Especially when we're going to get a good amount of damage against them. Soul Squasher, still pretty good. Unfortunately, Lurching Corpse not going to get great value here.
You see, I'm only getting stronger.
Which this is a little sad for them. I mean, I've got the Diabolic Drain, which is going to pretty easily kill off anything I want. Well, at the same time, getting a heap of damage. With a 3-4, a 4-3, and a 1-3, with the way their effects are and the amount of damage that I can deal, coming back from this would take some insane amount of play. I mean, a Nep would be good, but I still don't think it would be enough. Especially not after this. Leaving yourself with 2 damage against blood. Definitely not the best thing to do. Unfortunately, I don't have anything in hand, and that draw was pretty garbage. But we do have a good chance with that draw. And Dark General is an awesome card to finish this game off with.
Nice swordsmanship.
And the last game for this video, another rune deck. Like I said, rune today, pretty popular. Being able to easily deal with this, hopefully. I mean, rune is one of my better matchups with blood here. Although this hand isn't looking too good. Blood Pact, pretty average. Spiderweb Imp, okay I guess. The Ambling Wraith makes up for it a little bit, being able to have a 1-drop come out, which puts some good early pressure on the board. Going second though, always kind of feels bad when you're playing Vengeance. Unless you get a pretty good curve. If you get a good curve, going second isn't too bad. And of course, Red Hot Ritual. Ruining my day once again. So I have to decide how to go here. Urius, I think, is the better option, just because they're probably going to have to play a follower. Which they do. So that does give us just a little value. I mean, we counterbalance the healing, which is perfect. And because we really want to get these Dark Generals as soon as we can, and we've got the 2 play points, this is where something like Blood Pact is quite good. So seeing what this deck can do is just great. Plus Vengeance is always quite an enjoyable deck to play, because you normally have quite a few options to deal with your opponent. So this entire hand, not too much to really say. I mean, we're going to get 8 damage straight to the face here. Urius really limits how many followers they can play in one turn, and Spiderweb Imp being a ward makes it hard to clear Urius immediately.
The name's Levi.
Fortunately for them, Master Mage is probably the perfect card here. Not so fortunate though is the fact that playing it put me in Vengeance, which is perfect for the cards that I've got. Especially with those nice Dark Generals. One Evolve Point and a Dark General, right to the face. So I think that's all Dark General knows how to hit. Right into the face. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. There'll be a deck list in the description below as usual, and be sure to check out any other links. You can join the Discord, you can join my Twitter, wherever you want. Check it out, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.